So I'm just chilling, and Kitty has decided my boob is a perfect place to take a nap. Is it comfy? She's so goddamn cute. Hello, my name is Yashiroreaper, and welcome to the stream, guys. Hello, welcome, yay! I don't know why I'm so animated today. Probably because I haven't done shit but watch anime. Go on TikTok, get slightly depressed. But moving on! I know it's been a while since I streamed, I know. I'm very sorry for that. It's called I Needed Mental Health Days because my body has decided that it no longer wishes to live. As much as the mean that it sounds, it wasn't that depressing. That's why I'm using meme humor. It wasn't that bad. It was just a matter of, y'all don't know me. My name is Yashiro, and I have CPTSD, and occasionally it comes to kick me in the ass. It wasn't too bad this time, but it was enough that it made me just very sad and very not wanting to do anything. So I decided I needed to take a break, so I marathoned a bunch of anime, which is what I do when I get sad. And I felt a bit better. And today is my day off. I was going to go to the mall to pick up a few things, but I looked at my bank account and realized how much depression spending I was doing. And I cried a little. Luckily, I paid more, but still, looking at that bank account made me very sad. So, anyways, I feel a bit better now. I'm feeling a lot more mentally there in all the places. So, anyways, we're going to be moving on, and I started doing art. I did some thumbnails for some stuff I did. Basically, I do vlogs occasionally on my YouTube channel, and I thought about it myself, and I went, you know what, Yashi, you should probably do more vlogs. You like vlogs. Vlogs are fun. Vlogs are easy. You don't edit for shit, but who cares? So I did a vlog about living in my tiny apartment, basically apartment tour, and did a thumbnail for that, and then I did a thumbnail for my last stream, and yeah, I basically was like, alright, we're going to beat the sadness away. It's been a while since I drew. It's been a while since I've done anything besides watch anime and be sad. So, we are here, and we're gonna zoom this bad boy out. Sailor Moon inspired original OC shit. So, you know, it's getting good, people. It's getting good. So we're here. I've got my pen, and we're gonna be working on some shit, okay? Yeah. I've been very sad lately, and I marathoned an isekai anime that I actually ended up really liking, and it reminded me of kind of just some stuff that I realized I've been neglecting mentally well things. So now I'm trying to do more of the shit that makes me mentally happy and all that good jazz. So we're here, and we've got all the good shit. My cat has finally woken up for her nap, obviously. As soon as I get out the stream and I do the voices, she gets out and is like, Mom, I love you! Love me! Love me, say that you love me, kitty baby. You're so sweet, baby. I just wanna kiss you all the time. She's like, set me free. Mother, please. Mother. I love you, but don't nuzzle the tablet. It'll fuck up my drawing tablet. I can't have that. Also, it sounds like people are doing shit outside. Why don't you go investigate that? Of course you don't want to. I understand. Anyways, yeah. I've been doing streams. I finished my last shifts at my old job, and now I'm full-time at one job, which is nice. But also, it's very sad leaving that other job, and I miss some of the people, and I miss some of the work and stuff like that. But also, the last 3 shifts were kind of a mess. last of my shifts of that week, I sliced my fucking thumb open. That is the remnants. I fucking took a can to the side of my thumb and chunk of it slid off. It's healing. It's not that big of a chunk. It wasn't that bad, but it was more along the lines of like, really, my last week here, I have to maim my thumb. Thank you. So I've been band-aiding it for like over a week now. And it's finally to the point where I feel like I can go without a band-aid if I need to. But I'm still putting band-aids on it because I'm that kind of idiot that also is like, I touch everything. I don't think I should probably keep a band-aid on it. And also just kitty fur. Kitty fur plus wounds equals probably not a good idea. I'm already allergic to cats. Last thing I want to do is introduce allergen into a hole in my body. So yeah, that's the thing. My cat is also just like really trying her best to be like, Mom, Mommy, Mamushka, Mamishka. Anyways, I'm feeling a lot more active and like my voices are coming back, so it's great. I feel good. I'm starting to feel like an actual human being again. Oh my god. Were you people aware that as a human you have to have joys? Anyways, I really don't know what's been going on with my mental health. Just my mental health just decided, hey, I haven't been feeling good. We're done. We'll see you next week. And I'm like, no, we're not. No, we need to talk about this. Why are you done? Well, you see, we got the big SADs, and then we decided, fuck it, we're done. It doesn't help that a lot of shit's going on in the world, and no matter where I go, I fucking can't escape it. And they're fucking good causes. I just do not have the spoons for that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of people with physical disabilities, and I use it for my mental disabilities because it explains a lot in my life and it also helps. I don't have the spoons to deal with complex social issues that need helping. I don't have the spoons for that. I can't. And I know people, like, some people will be like, oh my god, like, your problems don't matter. They're the big social issues. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I do not have the mental energy or the mental fortitude to be able to take on the social issue at the moment. Literally, I see it everywhere. I can't escape it. It is everywhere, and I understand it. And I feel terrible that it's going on, and this makes me very sad. But I do not have mental energy to be on that pickle line right now. I don't. And like, it's it's one of those things where I'm just like, I hate that I don't have the mental energy for it because I very much want to be there and help people and stuff. But at the same time, I also know what happens to me if I decide to not listen to myself when I don't have the mental energy for shit. And I ain't going back down that hole. That's not a fun place to be. I can't afford that. I do not want to end up in a mental hospital again. So I'm like, all right, we're going to take this a little bit, basically, like, I don't know. I think it's because the way I was raised and part of my trauma and issues. But I feel really bad when I can't do something for someone. And when I know it's an issue and I want to help, but I know for a fact my mental, there's just nothing I can spare at the moment. My body is just like, no, honey, you're here to survive. And if you need to take a break, you fucking need to take a break. And I need to take a break. And it just happened to be very bad timing. And it's, like, I kind of get why I'm not feeling the best, to be quite honest. Like, I believe I know part of the reason, which is I always get really bad about this time of year because, well, it is my birthday, but it's also my younger sister's birthday. And if you know anything about my story, you know the big issues that I have there. And yeah, that's I entirely know why I'm feeling depressed, and I entirely know why my mental health is taking a dive. It's that time of year, and just things in my life, and also being at that point in my life where I don't really tell people shit that happened to me. Like, I've told a few people, like some past coworkers, some shit, but not entirely. And I'll be talking about shit, And I realize I am talking way more about my abuser than I probably need to be. But I try to explain things. Like at my current job, I was carrying a bunch of pylons that are heavy and awkward, and they're like, "You're strong. Where'd you get that?" And my first response to anyone saying I am strong, like physically strong, is to say I'm a fisherman's daughter. I had to lift bait bins. Those shit are heavy. And then I have to explain shit. And then I get into a spiral where I don't want to tell them that he's a piece. I don't want to tell these people that my father's a piece of shit. And honestly, I hate him and I wish he'd die. But yeah, it's not a fun place to be. I'm at that stage where I'm just like awkward, where I'm just like, I don't want to mention him. I don't like, but at the same time, like, I also know for a fact there's a lot of places I just can't get by not mentioning him. Because, like, as much as I hate him, as much as he's an asshole, like, he also, like, he was a part of my life until I was 21. Take that in, 21. And, like, as much as I want to be up with the people that go, your abusers had nothing good ever in their lives, I can't say that. Like, as much as I fucking hate him. But I can't say that nothing, like, he never did anything good, or that I don't have any memories that are lately kind of fondish. Like, I have a few things that I still say to this day that my dad said. My favorite one is still good hobbits eat their vegetables. It's just something I say. But, like, it's been weird recently. And it's just like, it's hard to explain. Like, I don't like talking about him this much. I definitely don't like referring to him as what he, to me, is never been and never will be. But at the same time, I don't know how to not do it. If that makes sense. If that makes any lick of sense, thank you for understanding my insanity that is my brain. And also, I need to turn on my air conditioner because fuck, it's hot. Give me a second, I'll be back. I'm back. The air conditioner's on. Anyways, moving on from depression shit probably shouldn't be talking about on streams because it'll make me see it. But like, yeah, that's basically what's been going on in my life, and then just adjustment period, saying goodbye to a job that I really liked. I just mentally, two jobs are a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy. And as much as I do love that other job, it's never going to pay my bills. Like, maybe if I lived in a smaller place with some people, it could pay my bills just barely. But it doesn't. I live on my own. I'm still apartment hunting. I need to save money. I'm still trying to pay off my credit card that I ran out when my mental health was at its worst. That I still occasionally run up because my brain likes things. I also did another video about opening another lucky box from Sequoia Mart that I probably didn't need to buy, but I bought anyways because I was sad and my love of Pokemon came back in full force for like a week. So I had to buy Sequoia Mart lucky bag, and I'm now regretting that. So much you can do in your life, people. Sometimes you have to spend the money that makes you happy in the moment. As much as my brain is like, what have you done, you fucking heathen? And also, it's just been like, my friend has been feeling well, so we haven't hung out, and also just like, brain. I just haven't been feeling my best, and my brain's like, alright, we're gonna give up producing serotonin. I'm like, no, you fucking ain't. You fucking bitch. I need that shit. But yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling a bit better. So I was like, okay, if we're gonna dwa today, we're gonna do a stream, we're gonna dwa. And, yeah. So, I was watching some Mythos Gaijin Gooba stuff earlier, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my weird little Mythos inspired thing because I'm a weird person that can't just do one project at a time. Thank God, brain, why are you like this? I still haven't finished shit. Like, in case you're wondering what I mean by, like, can't do one project. If you don't know or haven't followed me for a while or don't know any of my other shit that I do online, this is Akuma no Ikikata. This was a fucking webcomic I did, premiered last year. Did 2 updates and gave up because, well, at the time I was just slowly realizing that, you know, I don't like doing webcomics. It's not a good thing for my creativity, and to be quite honest, I just hated the entire process. So it's like, all right, we're gonna switch away from doing this, and we'll maybe write stories for it. But like, writing stories for it's gonna take a bit. Because I also am a prolific fanfic writer. Because again, my brain can't handle shit. And then there's also the project I just came out with recently, which is turning my first webcomic, The Shadows, into a book series, which I am working on whenever I have time or mental energy to do so. The prologue is almost done. Chapter 1 is pretty much done. And it'll be done in like light novel fashion. But I'm working on that. And my brain says fuck you, basically. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. Like, my brain is very creative. It's always been creative. And I've always been prolific at creating fictional worlds because that's how I processed trauma as a child. Anyways, so like, as I'm working on my fan fictions, I'm getting comments on old ones I abandoned forever ago. That I'm like, maybe I should redo this and think about it. But then a lot of those works are very connected to the time and emotions I felt. There's one that people like, that people want updates. I've seen a few people say they want updates for. I don't know if I could ever go back to that series. I don't know. The character that I made the main character is me. It is me. It's airing out all my trauma and then additionally exploring other trauma, and it is too much. So it's something I don't think I will ever probably return to, like, as much as I want to be like, oh, come on. Like, it's a good story. People like it. Maybe we should give it another try. And then I think about it, and then I go, you know what? No. As much as people like it, I have to live with myself, and if I get back into that, I don't know what mental state I'll come out as. Anyone's like, wait, why did you create something like that? Because I am a slave to my emotions, and if I am feeling depresso or living myself, basically at that time period, I was very much embedded in my own trauma. So, like, that was my way of exploring my trauma. And it was not a healthy way, trust me. It was prolific, but it was not healthy. So now I'm at that point where I'm like, all right, I need to not do this. Like, this is not good for my mental health. But at the same time, people like it. I'm like, yeah, people like it, but do I believe my mental health can handle this? And the answer is no. The answer is a big, resounding no. I cannot handle that as a mental thing. Like, it's also like one of the things I used to want to do for a while was I wanted to write a book about my trauma. I have given up on that because I've realized that for me, staying in that place of trauma and trying to just stay in that mulling over, it was just re-traumatizing myself, and I didn't need to do that to myself. There is no shield, like, thing that could make it work. Like, not at fucking all. I think, like, the only thing that could get me to go back and, like, try to sort through a bit more of the shit a little bit deeper is, I've always wanted to because fuck people. I just want to go up and be like, you know what? If there's ever a case where they're going after child family services in my home province, I want to be a fucking part of that. Because I want to see those fuckers get taken down for not doing their fucking jobs. But that's more of a vengeance thing than anything else. If you don't know, I could have died in child family services as far as I'm concerned. Would have been fucking responsible for it. So I have no qualms in being there and being like, you know what? Going down, I'm fucking helping. I'm taking them out too. Let's go. Get in the truck, boys. We're gonna take out the fucking. That sounds really weird, but yeah, that's my general life. It's been trying not to force myself into shit that I'm not ready to deal with. And it's alright if I'm never able to deal with some of this shit, because to be quite honest, none of that shit should have happened. Like, it shouldn't have been allowed to fucking happen. And, like, one of my biggest things, like, that I occasionally struggle with, and I struggle with it more when, I don't know, certain feelings come up, which is basically the idea that I can blame people. And a lot of the current issues bring that into mind, where people are like, well, there was negligence, like you were blissfully ignorant of what was going on, that kind of deal. Yep, that brings up a lot of my drama shit. Because I have a lot of things where I'm like, yeah, if someone had done something, or some people had not given up, maybe my situation would have been different. Maybe the shit that happened to me might not have happened. And that's a very dark place I don't particularly like going to. Because as much as I could kick and scream and blame this person for what happened to me, it's not going to change the fact that it fucking happened. And it's not going to change the fact that this person at the time did what they thought was fucking best. And as bad as their fucking best was, it's still their fucking best. And given the situation, I don't fucking blame them for not doing more. Like, some of my other siblings don't feel that way. Some of my other siblings would very much like to bury the hatchet, and some of my siblings would very much like to be like, hey, you fucked up, and I don't like you anymore. Like, you fucked up, and you fucked up bad, and that's going to affect our relationship. Meanwhile, I don't want to feel that way, because at this point in my life, I've decided that I'm like, yeah, as much as bad as things were, there was few good things that came out of it. And as much as I wanted, a little part of my brain wants to be like, yeah, it's your fault too, you could have done more. It's done. It fucking happened. And I need to move on. As much as kicking and screaming and blaming this person, I wouldn't be that surprised if they already blamed themselves. So, in my brain, I'm like, alright, we need to move on. And also, I don't know why this stream is turning into me talking about my trauma. But apparently that's what my brain wants to talk about today. Probably because I haven't really sat down and really talked to myself about it. This is going to turn into a weird stream. Art trauma. Welcome. Welcome to Yashi Streams, where I talk about trauma for some fucking weird reason. And rant and rave and make no particular sense. But, like, I don't know. The best way I can do to, like, describe any of the shit I've been going through lately, it's a lot of just not particularly the worst shit I've been through in my life, and, like, definitely not the worst my mental health can go. But it's definitely not a fun place. It's definitely not me at my best. This is me surviving. This is me pulling through bad times. And I don't like to put it on other people. Like, I don't want to put it on other people. And I don't want people, especially some of my family, to know what's going on in my head. Because I know for a fact, some of them will immediately think that this is time to coddle. And considering the state of the world, and I live in a different province. That is not possible. And I am not going to cause them excess shit just because they don't understand what I can and cannot handle about my own mental health. It's fun. It's fine. I'll be fine. But right now, it fucking sucks. And that's okay. That one took me a while. That one took me a while to be able to understand. Was that, you know what? Fucking everything sucks right now, and I'm not feeling myself, but that's okay. It's okay to not feel 100%. It's okay to fall back a bit. Like, considering what has been going on in my life, and considering how bad I can get, I've been doing fucking great. And no amount of hitting sometimes where my brain does not like me and wants me to say and experience things that are traumatizing will make myself, like, will undo all the progress I've done. And I've done a fucking lot of progress over the years. I've gotten so much better than where I was at my worst. I started YouTube at near the peak of my worst. I put out videos, I talked at my worst. And I still feel like I've gone far. I've come so fucking far. I have done so much better. I feel so much better about myself in general. I've discovered shit about myself that I wasn't aware of because of my shit. But at the same time, I also need to realize that that is not all there is. And sometimes life just sucks. And that's okay. We can move along. Things will be okay. But yeah, like, talking about my mental health is always something, like, especially when it comes to content, I've never really shied away from. Because one of the main things, like, I always say to myself, and one of the things that I always think is I want to be an advocate for mental health. And as much as I want to be a mental health advocate, I also know I have my biases. Like, at my current job, we deal a lot with the homeless population. We're downtown, we're in the core where they all go. Right across the street from us is where they get their refills for their medications and their drugs and things like that. Like, but at the same time, as much as I hold a certain standard for mental health awareness and that people need to be aware, I'm also the same person that goes, just because shit is going wrong with your life, it does not mean you have the right to go after other people. Right? There's a guy, I'm sure he has a lot of mental health problems. I'm sure he's dealing with a lot of shit. I'm sure he has problems. That does not mean he has the right to follow me as an employee at my place that he has been banned from, to follow me, yell at me, and say, oh, he told you not to talk to me, and scream and follow me. That is not okay. Alright? And that is, like, one of my biggest things I think also my mental health is kind of dealing with, is the fact that as much as I want to sympathize with these people and as much as I believe, like, there is a crisis and something needs to be done, I'm also a big, strong believer of your mental health does not excuse your shitty behavior. And, yeah, as much as I want to say these people need help, and as much as I truly fucking believe these people do fucking need help, it does not excuse their fucking actions. Like, I'm sorry, you're down on your luck. Your fucking life sucks. I get it. I understand. I don't fully understand, obviously, because I've never been homeless. But I understand and try to empathize with you. It does not mean you get to be an asshole. It does not mean you get to bother other people. I don't know why. This is a mentality I've always had. I don't know if it's like a local thing to me or if it's like something that was ingrained into me as a child, but I've always been taught that you do not inconvenience others. Like, you do not bother other people. People have other shit they need to get done. The general populace does not need to know about your fucking problems. And that is something that I've always stood by. Like, I don't want to cause trouble for other people. So when my mental health goes down, like, I don't go around crying, screaming at people, that kind of deal. Like, because I understand, as much as it is a society's problem, the shit that happened to me, trust me, fucking no. I also realize that it is not my place or my. I don't have the right in my brain to go around and cause trouble for other people. As much as I empathize and as much as I care about people, genuinely, I give a shit about people. I have way too much empathy in my body than I mentally can handle. Um, I also am the person that realizes when shit goes too far. And sometimes I find people go too far. Like, I understand protests entirely, fully understand them. I do not understand the reason behind hanging out of your car's windows with flags, doing loops around the city, when number one, you could hurt yourself. Number two, you're doing this constantly for a good period of time, for hours. You could be disturbing people who have hearing loss or people who have things to do. I don't know. It's something I have trouble understanding. I don't know why. I have this ability to be like I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know if it's a small town thing. I don't know if it's just something that ingrained into me as a child, but I wholeheartedly believe I have no right to bother other people. And like this is a weird belief that I've held for like a long time. Like, I don't believe I have the right to bother other people with my shit. I don't know. It's one of those weird things where I don't particularly know this reasoning. I don't fully understand it. I just know in my brain goes, this isn't right. And I go, okay. It probably isn't as bad as I think it is. And like, I keep these thoughts to myself for the most part because like I understand that as a person I know not much. Over the years of my life I've learned I don't know a lot about anything. So I try not to have strong opinions on a lot of things. Things I have strong opinions on, things that I believe most people have strong opinions on. Like one of the people I used to complain, I still complain the most about her in like past tense of shit I've had to deal with is I don't care what the fuck your mental health issue. I don't know if you have a problem. I don't care. If you do not want to wear a mask, you don't want to take the vaccine seriously, you're going to be that fucking weirdo on the corner of the street saying the vaccine, that the fucking coronavirus doesn't fucking exist. I no longer give a shit about the mental health problem or your issues that make you unable to wear a mask. I no longer give a shit. Because I know for a fact that if you didn't have these problems, you still wouldn't fucking wear a mask. And no longer does your issue bother me, or I do not hold the sympathy in my brain for that shit any longer. Like, there's this one infamous lady in the city that refuses to wear a mask anywhere. Refuses to. And if you tell her to wear a mask, she gets all up in your case and is like threatening to sue and all that shit. Yeah, she is a white lady. But from what I've heard from people is that she was traumatized due to kidnapping. So the fact of wearing a mask bothers her. I'm like, okay, fair. Yeah, okay, I understand that. But she could also stay 6 feet away from people. And she doesn't. So no longer does that negate the issue. If she couldn't wear a mask, she told me up front she couldn't wear a mask. She stayed away from people. She sanitized. Fucking go about your business. But when you won't sanitize your hands, when you're touching everything, when you don't wear a mask and you approach people, I no longer care about your reasoning for not wearing a mask. That is no longer the issue. I don't know, maybe this is entirely like a me thing. Maybe I'm the weirdo. I don't fucking know. But that is like my thing that's been bothering me. And like, as much as I want to be like, Fair enough, you do you, hon. When it comes to public health, I no longer give a shit. Like, there are tons of people who have issues that could die from coronavirus. You don't fucking know. You don't know about that little boy across the street. You don't know if he was born immunocompromised. You don't fucking know. And I don't know, like, I don't know if this is shit, like, I was raised to think, or if it's the media I was, like, exposed to as a child that created this in me. But, like, anytime I run into someone who's anti-coronavirus or, like, doesn't believe it exists or is an anti-masker, I no longer care about any of your other issues. You've proven a point to me. And the point is that you don't care about other people. Like, I'm sorry, a mild inconvenience is a mask. Trust me, I have fucking breathing issues. I have asthma. I've had asthma all my life. It can get really bad. It's slightly controlled now, but it can get fucking bad. I also have, like, exercise induced asthma. So any sort of movement, especially walking, especially work, triggers it to a mild degree. I still wear a mask at work. I always wear a mask at work. I wear a mask wherever they require it. I've even put a mask over my mask because someone asked me to do that at a clinic. And I said, okay. I was getting a blood pressure test. They handed me a little cloth mask and said, put it over your mask or take off your mask. And I went, all right, it's going over the mask. Because I wear masks that are fucking thick because I like to set my glasses on my masks. And considering the fact that most hospital masks don't keep my glasses from fogging up, I'm going to assume my mask is pretty good at keeping all the particles in. Because this motherfucker does not fog up my glasses at all. And I set my glasses low on them. Because I wear my glasses low. It works perfectly. And, like, I didn't fucking argue with the lady. I didn't go, I'm already wearing a mask. I just put on the second mask. Moved on. Y'all need to fucking move on. I don't know. Maybe it's because I watch like a lot of American media and see a lot of American people talking about shit. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I lose a lot of sympathy for a lot of people when they say stupid shit. Like, I have a pretty good, like, the best way to explain this. I think I have pretty good patience for people and their bullshit. But at the same time, I have a fucking limit. I have a fucking limit, and not a lot of people have reached that limit on me. And I don't know, maybe it's like self-respect building in me. Maybe that's it. I don't fucking know. All I know is that, like, for the last, like, year or so, like, during this pandemic, I have definitely shifted my gaze onto what I actually think is important and people I think are fucking assholes. Like, don't care what you think. If you support Trump, fuck, I don't want to interact with you. I want nothing to do with you. I have questions about your health and your mental health, considering you support him, but whatever. I don't want to associate. Simple as that. Yeah. I don't know why I've gotten into this weird rant thing today. I don't know why this is where my brain's going. Brain's like, you haven't done a stream in a while. We're gonna rant about mental health. I'm like, why, brain? Why have you decided this is the topic? We just got back. We're gonna be talking about other things. My brain's like, no. We have decided this is what we should talk about. And I also kind of realized I've slipped more into my voices. Like in my new job, I slipped into some of my voices a few times, and people don't understand me, and I understand that. Like when I do voices, especially with the mask on, people don't understand me. I also understand that people sometimes, even without the mask and my voices, don't understand me. I do weird voices. I don't really care about pronunciation or enunciation. When I do the voices, I just do them because it's what I feel. And that's just how it goes. Like, I really don't know how in the fuck I'd explain why I do these voices to anyone. Because I have no fucking real reason. It just one day I started doing voices and here we are. Like there was no part of my brain that goes, you're gonna make this sound with your vocals. Or you're gonna make weird dinosaur noises now. There was nothing in my brain that warns me about this shit. It just does it. And I'm okay with that. I have given up. I have basically decided, alright, buddy. You want to be weird? Go fucking be weird. I'll just sit over here and watch. No, it's fine. Do what you will. I will be here. I will sit back and I shall watch. But yeah, this is gonna be a weird little stream about me talking about weird mental health shit and spoons. And basically being like, yeah, life is weird. Yeah, I'm like starting to feel like a lot better mentally, that kind of deal. Like I'm starting to feel like myself again. But definitely I'm still not 100. Definitely not. That is definitely not yet. But I'm feeling better. And better is better. I think my like biggest thing right now is like I with my new job, like I got hired full time, but like I'm hired full time, and it's kind of more along the lines of we'll figure out what you can do. So I'm just trying my hand at a lot of different positions that I normally wouldn't do. So I'm learning shit, and learning shit's always a bit hard. But yeah. Yeah, if you don't know, I'll talk about what I'm actually drawing now. Leave the mental health rant and weird thing for now. This is my series I mentioned earlier called Akuma no Ikikata. Akuma no Ikikata is basically my love letter to anime and mythos. I love mythology. I literally wrote a paper about the mythological influences in Lord of the fucking Rings. Because that is what I found interesting, and I wrote an entire fucking paper on it. But I find that kind of shit interesting. And also, like, one of my first animes that I ever fell in love with, if you can tell by the mangas behind me, probably can't. The camera's not that good. But I have about 9 of the giant volumes of Inuyasha. Fucking love Inuyasha. That was my shit. That's literally the first real anime I'll say. Like, I watched Cardcaptor Sakura, but that was like the dub at the time. And like, I watched Pokemon and I watched Digimon, but those were the dubs at the time. Inuyasha was the first anime I watched, and I fucking loved it. It became a lot of my identity, and I still own a Sesshomaru t-shirt that I don't wear often because it's white, but I love it because it's Sesshomaru, and literally I would pay so much money just to have its fluffy thing. I don't even know what it's called, I just call it the fluffy thing, because that looks soft. But like, I don't know, that's the kind of stuff I grew up with, and I loved it, and this is basically my love letter to it. It started off like all my things as a fan fiction idea, and then it slowly morphed into its own thing. But basically, Sakura-chan here is half vampire. She's half yokai, and that's like my term I'm using for demons at the moment. I'm gonna do more research. Like I just watched a video, and I think like the term oni would make a bit more sense, only because oni is before things were kind of generalized. Oni was the original term, but I'm not entirely sure if that's what I'm going to stick to. Currently, now I'm sticking with yokai. But yeah, this is Sakura-chan. She's half vampire, half human. Her mother was a human, her dad was a vampire. And a lot of the story is basically like high school shenanigans, basically. But like, there's a lot of things because I don't know why all my stories, especially like my original shit, has some social commentary bullshit in it. And this one, it's basically that yokai exist, but for the most part, except for like a few things, most people consider them evil spirits and believe they're out to eat you. But not all of them are. Some are, obviously, but like not all of them. And for Sakura, it means that she hides the fact that she's a yokai from everyone, because yokai aren't supposed to enter society as generality. And like when she grew up, she was raised originally by a priestess who took her in after her mother died, giving birth to her. And this priestess died when she was young, and she was left to the other monks and priests in the temple, but they abused her severely. Basically, they're like, you're not human, you're a yokai, so we're going to use you for practice and do all this fucked up shit. Because to us, you aren't human. And that kind of deal. And that's a big thing for her. And her, basically, this is her life of after she's adopted, after she's given a new family, and life as a human. Basically, her trying to deal with the fact that she was raised to believe, in part, that she was a monster and that she was not human, and also knows that a lot of people are raised to think she is evil just because she's yokai. And then we've got my girl here, Kiki. She is a Nekomata. And Nekomata in a lot of media are cats who have lived to old age, I believe, or the end of their 9 lives, or something like that. But she's a Nekomata, and she was originally condemned as a demon, but now she's like a shrine Nekomata, that kind of deal. And I'm going to include other mythology things, like her father is more of a Western thing. So one of his messengers that like will come contact her every once in a while are Fae. He sends Fae and he sends elementals after her. The Fae he sends are more the like lower ranking Fae kind of deal. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot to talk about that. Like yeah. I don't really know how to describe it, but basically, there is no real overarching plot. It is basically that this girl and her life as a yokai and introducing mythology points and things like that into the story because I like mythology. Like, I was originally going to have her father be half elf, but then I didn't like that, and I thought about it some more, and I went, you know what, fuck it, that's the most generic thing, and I was like, you know what, as much as vampire is generic, I want to turn a little spin on it and that kind of deal. But yeah, this is my weird little side project that I don't know if it'll ever be fully realized as a real thing. Be honest, I don't know that about any of my fucking works. But it's one of those things where I'm just like, occasionally I'll draw and I like it. Like, I don't know. When I was younger, I thought like maybe I could become like a writer for shows and things like that. But probably not gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I've been raised. Like anytime I had anything creative, like I wanted to be a sound engineer for a while. My parents beat the shit out of me. Mostly uh, my father wanted me to go to university, and I spent years in university and wasted a lot of fucking money, but whatever. Um, but like I wanted to be sound engineer, and then basically I was told you're not going to make any money doing that. Don't do it. So I went out of that, and then went to university for years. Now I have student debt to a degree I don't even want to do. And for some reason, much as I know my mom wanted to stop me, but also couldn't because, like, I'm an independent, full grown adult, that kind of deal. I also went to college for a semester during probably the worst period of my life to go to college. So my mother still doesn't understand. She's like, I don't know if college is for you. You can handle it last time. I'm like, last time I was going through a trial, Mom. I had fucking good reason to not be able to handle that very well. And considering everything, I did fairly good in my grades. So I think I can handle college as long as there ain't a trial in the background that I'm stressing over and that's fucking my mental health up. But like, yeah, as I said, like I wanted to do something more creative, and I'm dropping that. And now I have an idea what I want to do, but at the same time, I don't know because I applied to the college course. I didn't get accepted yet, and now I'm like really thinking about it. Like, not that I didn't think about it before, but now I'm just like, is that like, will I make money at that? Will I do okay with that? Will that be something that will work for me? And that's always really hard. And as much as I want to say, like, I can just keep working retail and shit until, like, I figure that out, I also know retail slowly sucks the life out of me. Like, as much as I do like my new job and my new employer, and it's really, like, nice, that could never be my job. Like, that couldn't be the rest of my fucking life. I don't know. I'm in that weird phase of my life where I'm like, I'm 25. I'm in my mid 20s. I have nothing figured out. But to be fair, like, my best friend's partner still hasn't figured out a lot of shit, and he's older than us, so I'm like, alright, fair enough. I don't know. I think it's because I have comparisons to, like, well, I compare myself to two people. I compare myself to my second eldest sister, who just figured out a few years ago that she was trans. Great for her, love her. But that took her until she was like a while, like in her mid 20s. So fair, but she also has a college degree and a university degree, so one check down for me. And then there's my other sister, where at this point in her life, she was married and had a kid. Married, had a kid, had a house. I live in a tiny little apartment that I swear if she sees, she's gonna go on a little thing about how the fuck am I living in a singular room and why have you done this to yourself and you could do better. Because my sister is very much that kind of person that I don't want to, like, I don't know. This guy at TikTok I see that kind of has a similar mentality to my sister. But basically, my sister is the kind of person that can pull up her jockstrap, like, pull herself up by her bootstraps and get anything she fucking wants. Which is great. My sister is also the most neurotypical person I've ever met in my life. Like, my sister has no fucking concept of this shit. None whatsoever. So when I try to relate to my sister and, like, she's been through similar, like, not as bad, but some similar shit, I don't know how to respond to that. Like, at fucking all. Because for me, a lot of my shit is, like, basically trying to figure out how to live a life and how to do shit and figure out what I want. Because it's, bleh. I don't know. It's one of those weird things. Anyways, back to Akuma no Kita. Basically, this is a weird passion project. I started, got really into it, started writing, started doing comic work for it, and then realized how much I hate doing webcomics. Because, like, art for me is one of those things that I do to relax. Like, as much as I thought for a while, and, like, occasionally I still think, like, oh, it'd be cool to do commissions, then I thought about it, and, like, if my life was just doing commissions, if my life was entirely, I do art for a living, I don't know how I could do that. As much as I like art, I don't like it as much as I know I could, and I don't have the passion for it. Like, I really, like, I find things interesting, and, like, I could listen to my best friend who is an artist, a tattoo artist, a webcomic artist, for hours, listen to her do stuff about art and things like that. I could listen to her forever. She has really interesting opinions, and me and her can talk about art and stuff. I just know for a fact that, like, this is kind of my level. This is, like, my development of art skills is way slower than most. Like, way slow. And I just don't have the passion for the being able to force myself to do things I don't like. Like, another thing I've like, if anything, I would want to be a writer because I love writing. Writing is something I get interested in. Writing is something that I think I could improve. I love learning about themes and things like that. I love that shit. But at the same time, I also know getting to be a writer as a career is a very unlikely possibility. Like, I have people, like, occasionally once every couple months or so, I'll get a comment on one of my fics. And, like, people are like, you're popular fan fiction. I know they're not that popular. But I have fics. And, like, occasionally comments, and people are like, this is so well written. Or, like, they'll be like, I like this. This is great. Can you update? That kind of thing. Occasionally I get our souls. Or people that read it despite knowing, like, I outwardly say shit. People still read it anyways, and then get mad about it. I'm like, well, you fucking chose to read it. But, like, that kind of stuff makes me happy. When I think about it, I'm like, this is something I could be happy doing for the rest of my life, but it's not a thing. And also, very much when it comes to my writing, especially my creative writing, I can't force myself at all. I fucking can't. I can't force myself to do my art. Hi, kitty. Why are you scratching my chair? Hi. Greetings. What do you want? What do you want, tiny munchkin? What is it that you desire, small one? Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hello. Hi, my baby. This is my tiny calico. She is my darling. I love her. She can also get on my nerves. Which is another reason why I hope to move. She needs more space to get out her energy and do shit. And I need to have times where I can walk around the room and have moments to myself. But yeah, that's my cat. She is adorable. I love her. Yeah, kitty. Kiki is like literally, basically my cat. But yeah, her name is Kitty. She's TSC. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Folks? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want, kitty? Hmm? You got in Mama's lap? You're disturbing her art? What do you want? Sniff. Hi. 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 I don't even know if you guys can see it. I'm going to turn down the camera. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Let's see. Hey, no nippins. What have I told you about nippins? What have I told you about nippins? Especially when you're up in my lap. You should expect my hand. There she is. Up, 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 up. That was a fail, kitty. That was a fail, and you dug your claws into me. You know that was a fail. Why are you like this? I'll play with you later. Half the time you don't even want to play. My cat is like... Ugh. Okay, I'm going to explain something. I know for a cat you have to play with them. Very much. I understand that. Kitty does not like to really play. Or at the very least, when she does play, because of stupid stuff my stepdad did, he taught her that it's okay when she's playing to attack people. And I've been trying to get that out of her for a while. But she still thinks it's okay to attack, especially feet. I'm like, I'm trying to unteach you this for so long. But like when she wants to play a certain way, and if you don't play with her that way, she lashes out and nips at you. It's not hard, but definitely if people didn't know better, they would definitely think she's attacking them. But like, I love her to death. I really do. But sometimes I'm like, Kitty, please, I need like a moment. It's another reason why I'm hoping to get a bigger place, but I don't make enough money to really live on my own. So yeah, looking for roommates. It's always fun, isn't it, people? It's always so fun. One thing I'm hoping to do again, maybe soon, and also I just realized I haven't put on any music to the stream. Oh my god, thank. I am smart people. I have brain power. I swear. Anyways, yeah, for this series, it's definitely. I haven't really started rating the book part yet because I've been mostly working on the Shadows book part and trying to get like. What I'm basically trying to do is trying to draft up the intro and the first chapter as like kind of a teaser thing, and then maybe build a campaign by getting funds to write the book series through that, and just kind of like, yeah, that's my goal at the moment. Working on it slowly as I also work on other shit because I'm also a prolific writer, and like I have a uh, not multi series, multi storied fanfic I'm doing, which is basically like it's gonna take a while, and I have ideas for it. I'm currently working on a lot of parts of it at the same time, which is probably not the best, but I've made my decision. But like I'm working on a lot of parts of it right now. And like one of the parts I'm working on like right now, I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like it's getting harder to keep up with it myself. Also, yes, I do realize I'm going quiet occasionally because my brain's like, oh, we don't know how to brain what you want. My brain's like, I don't know, things. I'm like, okay, brain, but things that doesn't really help. So I'm very proud. I actually ate before my stream today. Woo! Mostly because I skipped lunch. Woo! That weirds out a few of my coworkers. They're like, so like I always skip breakfast. I'm like, I don't skip breakfast. I eat breakfast. And to be fair, like you literally, technically can't skip breakfast still. But like, if I'm gonna miss a meal, it's usually lunch. It's usually lunch. Also, like one thing I wish I could do is I wish I could fucking ban myself and skip the goddamn dishes. That that is where a lot of my money has been spent. Because I'll get lazy and I'm like, I don't want to cook. I hate my kitchen. I'm sad. I don't want to cook. And then instead of being like, all right, I'll make toast or something, I decide fucking I'm gonna order McDonald's to skip the dishes. It's almost always McDonald's or some other fast food place. Now, if I had a car, I'd just drive out to these places, but I don't have a car. Like, God help me if they ever put Wendy's and skip the fucking dishes. God help me if they ever do that in my area. Fuck. I would have no money. None. I haven't had Wendy's in like 2 years. Fucking love Wendy's. But the Wendy's in my cities are located in spots I just never fucking go to. So I just don't go. And like, I literally know no one who owns a car. So I just don't go to Wendy's. That used to be one of my biggest fast food places when I was a kid. Like, parents like take you to that one specific fast food restaurant. For me, like, if it wasn't pizza, it was fucking Wendy's. We had a lot of Wendy's. Except for in the summer, but that's because the dairy bars were open. Also, I miss dairy bars. Like, people here are like, oh yeah, they have dairy bars. I'm like, how far out of the city are they? And they're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, I don't have a car. So yeah, no dairy bars for me. But dairy bars had a different taste, and I miss them. Look at her little beans. Look at this. So cool. I feel like I've taught myself out finally. Yay, that took a while. That took a lot of weird ranting, and also I think my brain's just like, we're gonna focus on art right now, okay? Alright, we go. Tonight we fly over the mountains, the beach and the sea, over the clouds down below, the park that I've traveled as we've flown by on the breeze. Tonight we fly. Also, like, I saw this adorable Pokemon TikTok. I can't remember where I found it. I think I found it on Tumblr. Looked it up until I found it on TikTok and cried and downloaded it onto my phone. Like, it's basically just a bunch of like first evolutions starter Pokemon fucking doing the bongo cat thing. But the background song is one of my favorite songs from the More Than Meets the Eye official playlist, which is "The sun is shining in the sky, rain about inside. They start rinsing, everybody's in the place, and don't you know it's so beautiful today?" Hey, which is Mr. Blue Sky. Mr. Blue Sky. Right, Kitty? Kitty's like, Mommy, you've sung. I have come. I love that. That was like one of my. I rediscovered that. I found it like when I first started reading the More Than Meets the Eye comic books. If you don't know, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye comic books, the IDW2 run. Um, the writer for it is famous in the community, and also he came up with playlists for the song for like basically things he thought that would fit the show. And I fucking love that playlist. And I re-downloaded a lot of those songs on my playlist and started listening to the shit out of them. And I love Mr. Blue Sky. I've got a plan. goth in the blue station wagon, and finding all been wrong till salvation away from here. And then tonight we fly over the mountains, the beach and the sea, over the stars down below. That, and then there was fuck, what's the other one? The old man's back again. I see a woman standing in the snow. She was silent as they watched her take her man. And all day she cried, with eyes that feel like skies, her empty words were stuck in his head. Alright, Kitty. I'm trying to move my chair a bit closer again. But she's like underneath it, and I don't want to accidentally run her over because Kitty has no self-preservation when it comes to this chair. Like, I have almost accidentally rolled over a table a few times, and I'm like, Kitty, it's not like it's quiet. That's another good song. I've been listening to a lot of, oh yeah. I'm a puppet on a string, Tracy Allen, time traveling diamond, gutter shaped heartaches. Come to find you soaring so very morning, it's too late. Just silver lining, Lone Ranger riding through an open space. In my mind when she's not right there beside me, and I go crazy, 'cause here isn't where I wanna be. And satisfaction feels like a distant memory. And I can't help myself, alright. I wanna hear it say, like, mine. Are you mine? I guess what I'm trying to say is I need the deep end, keep imagining meeting wished away. Entire lifetimes it was so very not misbehaving for days, great escape, lost track of time and space. Just a silver lining, climbing on my desire, and I go crazy, 'cause here is where I wanna be. That's another good one. A lot of Arctic Monk, or a lot of, um, a lot of electro swing, which doesn't have a lot of lyrics, usually. Also rediscovered my love for the warm like Betty, Bam-a-lam, warm like Betty, Bam-a-lam, like Betty at a job, Bam-a-lam, the damn thing gone wild, Bam-a-lam, she's so rest ready, Bam-a-lam, she's all rock steady, Bam-a-lam, warm like Betty, Bam-a-lam. And the first time I fell in love with that song was to a rock version of it that appeared in the TMNT 2007 CGI, complete CGI movie. They played that song, and I fucking loved it. That was literally like when I was back in the day when I torrented songs before Spotify exists. Literally, I'd be there like, oh my god, I need this, and then I just download it, and that was one of the ones I was like, I need this song right now. Put it in my brain. I require it. And it was Black Betty. I can't even remember who did it. Was it Black Keys? I can't remember. Oh god, that's gonna bother me now. Also, I haven't seen that movie in a while. It's on Netflix, so I might watch it. So weird. I went from a time in my life where I basically torrented everything to now I only torrent things on Disney Plus because I refuse to pay money to Disney. I fucking know they will not. I will not stoop. I will not spend money on Disney shit. I feel like Disney needs to be put in a corner. I'm told no. My way of doing that is not buying any of their bullshit. I'm still really waiting on the Hellboy remake movie. Yeah, I'm still waiting on the fucking DVD for that to come out. There's a store that sells DVDs that I literally put myself on the watch list. I'm like, when this movie comes out, can you guys like tell me so I can come buy it? And yeah, it still hasn't come out on DVD, and now I'm at the point where I don't know if it's gonna come out on DVD ever. Like, I feel like that movie was, people saw it and then they forgot it existed, and I'm very sad because I love that movie. Like, the remake's good in its own way. I love the Del Toro versions. I have the Del Toro versions, but I want that one too. Fucking love it. Another inspiration for this is Hellboy. I have a lot of weird inspirations, alright? Hellboy, anime, comic books especially, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, a lot of Transformers. But I remember, like, now this Pride Month. Yay, happy Pride, yay. Like, I don't know. I think I tried to explain this on another stream, but, like, my sister's trans. Love her. Don't get it. And people are like, well, you're non-binary, why don't you get it? Because as much as it does give me joy when people use they, them pronouns, because my best friend uses them for me and I fucking love her for it. But I am also of the understanding that I don't really expect people to use they, them pronouns, and honestly, I don't particularly care. I mean, they, them pronouns are nice, they're cool. I don't expect people to use them. If people use them for me, great, I love you. Mwah. But if you don't, oh fucking well, I don't care. And like a lot of that when it comes to gender stuff, it's just I don't care. I don't. I wear shit because I like it. Like when my sister transitioned, she wanted to use female shaving equipment. I basically looked at her and was like, every female I know uses male ones. Because number one, they're cheaper, and number two, they work better. Don't just waste your fucking money on the pink shit. And then when I tried to do things where I'm like, alright, you're a girl. Let's go get you clothing. She does not like clothing. I've given her some of my old stuff and she still wears a few of it, but like for the most part she stayed exactly the same outfit wise as always. And I'm like, alright, hair, let's do hair. No, she'll only let me put up her hair, and the way she does her hair always is just ponytail. And I was like, alright, so you don't like this shit. You don't like that shit. Alright. Because in my brain, when I think people are like, oh, I'm a girl or oh, I'm a boy, I almost expect you to, like, gender norms in my brain are what I believe people that don't think they're non binary believe in. I know this sounds weird, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm non binary because I don't give a shit. And then when people give a shit, I assume you give a shit for those standards. For the things people said are female and male. And then when it's not that, I get confused because of that. That part of my brain goes, well, aren't you non-binary then? Is that not what you want? I don't get it. I want to get it. I don't. I really don't. It's one of those things where, like, as much as I support my sister all the way, I don't get it whatsoever. And it's different from the way my other family don't get it. I don't get it because I'm just like, well, in a lot of ways, my brain's telling me she's non-binary, but I know she's not. But my brain says yes. This makes sense in my brain, and I'm like, okay. It's hard to explain in like terms that most people would understand, but like the best way I can say it is that like I expect people that like the gender norms to follow them to some degree. I understand if like one of my favorite trans artists that I can think of off the top of my head always is she's from Eurovision, Kronisha Wurst. She said, "Rise like a phoenix, but you're my flame." Yeah, you see her. Yeah, that's like trans women with beards. Great, love ya. Trans women that don't wear women's clothing, that basically don't shift anything. Uh, I still will gender you properly. I just, in my brain that goes, that's non-binary to me. I don't know about you, but that sounds non-binary. That does not sound trans. But maybe that's just the way my brain works. And the way my brain works goes, I don't get it, but okay. Because in my brain, maybe it's because gender patriarchy bullshit, and how society is shaped. That kind of shit. But like when I say like I'm non-binary, my entire existence of non-binary is based on the fact that I don't. My goal isn't to be androgynous, although I know that some people's non-binary thing is to be androgynous. My thing is just I don't give two flying fucks. Like my thing is basically gender doesn't matter to me, so non-binary fits because to me gender is bullshit. But when I think about gender, I think about gender as like, what's the best way to explain it? It's gonna be a weird Pride Month talk, but non-binary to me basically means you don't give a shit about social norms and you basically just living in your own body. And like when I think of people wanting to be trans, I think, oh, they want to fully embrace the opposite side of that gender spectrum, and that's where my brain goes. But when trans people try to be out androgynous or very much break the social norms in a lot of different ways without it's weird. I don't, it's just it bottles down to I just don't understand it, and in my brain that to me equates to not what they say, but like I don't want to not believe them because I totally fucking do. Like, yay, great, I love you. You can be whatever you want, but like I don't know, my brain it doesn't make sense. My sister, I love her to death. It boggles me. Like maybe someday when we have some time and like we're not around our other family, I'll sit down and talk to her and be like, all right, I don't want to disrespect your gender at all, at fucking all. But I just want you to explain to me what the difference is, because my brain, I don't get the difference, and that's where I think my problem lies. With just I don't understand the difference, so my brain just automatically is confused. Like I don't disrespect at all. Like fucking no. Like my sister is my sister. Like occasionally, because I'm bad at this, um, I think like the most times I'll like accidentally misgender is like usually when I talk. I have a bad problem with past tensing people into the gender they were at that time. And for my sister, like I past tense her a lot into my brother, and like it's entirely me talking in past tense. But I know it confuses people, so then I just give up trying to use the gender terms for people outside of her that will probably never meet her because my brain goes, all right, they won't understand your logic for this, so just move on. No one needs to know. Gender's not that important. Again, another weird thing I have. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like the best way I can explain it is like when you watch Transformers. If you know Transformers, the difference between a femme and a mech. There is technically no difference, just frame typing kind of deal. That's how I see it. I'm just like, yes, you've chosen the men femme frame. Understood. Got it. Meanwhile, I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I really don't know how to explain it any better. I feel bad because I know I probably should have a better explanation for this shit, but I don't. Because as much as I want to say, like, I understand shit, I don't understand a lot of things. And I'm okay with that. Like, I will acknowledge that. There are many things in this world I do not understand. That just happens to be one of them, because to me it just draws a big land of confusion of I don't understand. But is there a difference? Where's the line? Because there's a lot of shit I don't understand. But that's one of my things is like I actually like to learn stuff and I like when people tell me stuff. So like if anyone never wants to sit down and educate me on the difference what is the line between non-binary and trans on either of the spectrums, I would listen to the shit out of that. I would totally listen. I'd be educated. I just don't know. Because my brain goes, I don't understand the difference yet. Yeah, that's a weird little thing, little tangent I went on. But yeah, happy Pride, everybody. I mentioned earlier that like I did a lot of self discovery in the last little few years, and like one of the things I learned about myself was I always knew I was not binary, like for the longest time. That was just a thing that fucking made sense to me. Like when I first learned about non-binaryism, I was like, oh yeah, that's fucking me. Like it fucking made sense. I was like, oh yeah, shit, that's me. That's me. I don't give a shit. But like other things I had trouble was I thought I was bi or pan for the longest time. I'm just gay. I just really like women. I tricked myself into thinking I like men because heteronormativity, that kind of thing. And also, like, maybe when I was a kid, I was straight. Maybe. Well, not straight, but like, I was into dudes too. Because I know for a fact, like, when I was really young, I had crushes on dudes. But, like, after that, yeah, it didn't really happen. And now, like, I cannot possibly picture me seeing myself a guy anyway besides dude. Like, I can't! My brain does not compute that. But when it comes to girls, I'm like, dice. So there's a difference. And it took me forever. And then when I finally figured out, I'm like, shit! I just gay. I thought I liked men too. Okay, cool. Alright, I dumb. Yeah. Continue coloring shit, so like her blanket. Yeah, that's my weird thing. Like I discovered I was just into women. Took me a while. That's alright. The, like non-binary thing was just, I don't know. That was always inherent. I always fucking knew. Is that my mother? Yes, it is. Alright, I will be back in a minute. My mother is calling. I have to answer the call of the mother. Yeah, you're always so busy. That's good. I'm off today and tomorrow. Good. Yep. It was exhausting, but that's fine. It's not going to be the only thing I do there. Yep. Usually, like in the morning, it's usually just one, and then those changed about 2 midday. Yeah, stock everything up, produce items, make sure all the stuff that's out is good, put stuff out in the front again in the morning that we're taking out back. Oh yeah, there's a lot of going back and forth, a lot of picking up things. Oh yeah, we have carts. Oh yeah. Yep. And then Friday for floor, which basically means I stock shelves. There from what was it? I think it's 3 to 7. It's a weird little short shift again. work Saturday 12 to 9. Off Sunday. Oh yeah, definitely. I think this was just kind of the adjustment period week. Oh wow. Yep. 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 Oh nice. Yep. Nice. Yep. Oh nice. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but New Brunswick, like most, I think it's like up to 70% now have their first shot in the province. Yeah, they just started the second shots now for people that weren't in like healthcare, because I think all the healthcare people have their second shot by now. Yeah. 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 Sorry about that. My mother called, and when my mother calls, I answer the goddamn phone. But yeah. I don't even remember what I was talking about. My mother distracted me with the. Soon that some people get their immunization, soon we'll be able to go over and visit you. So yeah. Oh, oh my god, guys. Yeah. Probably not gonna get this drawing done. Stream. Might be a after stream kind of deal. Because I realized with a lot of streams, unless I'm doing something like I really am interested in, about 2 hours is my limit. After that, I have shit I need to do. It's a good length for my poor little brain. Also, like, uh, this is another weird thing that I'm not entirely sure people understand, but whatever. We'll try it. Like, now that I'm an adult, that sounds wrong every time I say it. Now that I'm an adult, not really an adult, just make believing, like this whole adulting thing. That's one of those things like I see people get mad about. They're like, "Well, you're an adult. You're an adult." I'm like, "No, not really." Like, I'm definitely way more mature than I was in fucking high school. Don't get me wrong. But like when I was a kid, and like a lot of my perception still today, adult has a certain number of things sorted out, and I do not have those things sorted out. Like, I really don't. As like a career goal of some sort, whether they're like, okay, I'm going to do customer service, which is a totally viable job, or they have something else for sorted out, and I don't at all have any of that shit sorted out. I don't know. At that weird stage where I'm like, I don't know if I'm what they consider an adult. I feel like I'm like a confused gazelle. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. All I know is that I'm here, and that is all that matters. Like one of my old coworkers, like she's getting married soon. Like when I thought about that, I'm like, am I gonna be that person that gets married? My best friend is engaged. Like, it's adorable. I love it. People are getting married. It's great. I always thought it was gonna be first out of all my friends, to be quite honest. But no. Now I'm at that stage in my life where I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna get a girlfriend at any point in my life. And it's not like the sad, depressing thing. I've just spent most of my life being single. Like I didn't have a boyfriend. I didn't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, at any point in my life yet. I've been on a singular date and I hated every second of it. It was awkward. I didn't like it. It was weird. But yeah, it's that's one of those weird things where I don't know where I was going with my life. Now I'm at that point where, like, the moment, basically, the time I was like, all right, I feel like I'm ready to enter the dating world. Pandemic happened, and well, that crushed my dreams. And now I'm like at that point where I'm like, am I really ready to start dating? Like, am I really ready for that thing? Also, like, as I said, I'm apartment hunting, and I found an apartment I like, and it's a roommate situation. It's fairly good cost level things, and it's not too far away from where I currently live, so it wouldn't be that bad for like getting to know shit again. But, but I haven't heard back yet. Like, apparently they're waiting for people, but like, it's not until September anyway, so I have time. But at the same time, I kind of just want to know. I want to know. Do I want to know it's really falling back to you, crawling back to you? So have you got the goods? We're wondering if your heart's still open, and if so, I wanna know what time it should. Simmer down, pucker up. I'm sorry to interrupt, it's just I'm constantly on the cusp. I've tried and to kiss you. I don't know if you feel the same as I do. We could be together if you want me to. Do I want to know if this feeling flows both ways? Sad to see you go. I started hoping that you'd stay. And if we both know that the minds are made the same things that you can say tomorrow day, crawling back to you. Ever started calling when you've had a few? 'Cause I always do. Maybe I'm too busy being lost to fall for sight of you. Never thought it through, crawling back to you. So have you got the goods? We're wondering if your heart's still open, and if so, I wanna know what time it shuts. Simmer down and pucker up. I'm sorry to interrupt, it's just I'm constantly on the cusp. I've tried and to kiss you. I don't know if you feel the same as I do, but we can be together if you want me to. Do I want to know? Uh, I need to stop singing Arctic Monkeys. Stop singing the Arctic Monkeys, god damn it. What's a other song I haven't listened to enough? That's another good one. Is it bad that my brain's like, you listen to music all the time and I can't even think of a fucking song to sing right now? Good job, brain. Good job, brain. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can hear the same. The sun is shining in the sky, the rain about inside. It's the raining and their bodies in the place, and don't you know it's so beautiful today? Hey, the avenue. See how the sun shines brightly in the city. But that freaks was once with kidding Mr. Blue. Sky is living with today. Hey, oh Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you've had to wait for so long. Break the wrongs. Hey there, Mr. Blue, be so pleased to be with you. Look around, say what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Hey there, Mr. Blue, be so pleased to be with you. Look around, say what you do. Everybody's here for you. Holy shit, I might actually finish this drive before my time's up. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. I'm getting close. I'm so close. What the fuck? Not a sign. Woo! Alright, thank you guys so very much for watching the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed. Look at the full finished picture. I think I did pretty good. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, probably around the same time. I'll be playing some video games. I'm not entirely sure what, but probably more Sam Max. Probably. Anyways, thank you guys so very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you guys whenever I stream again. If you want to see more of my content, go follow me Twitter, Instagram. I'm on Tumblr, but I don't post often. I mostly reblog shit there. That's mostly just to check out the Tumblr. You know how that works. I know it's Yashiroreaper all across the web. I do fanfiction on fanfiction.net, nail free. I have a coffee page, coffee.com/Yashiroreaper. I am currently also posting all my streams up onto my YouTube channel, which is YouTube Yashiroreaper, same thing, same avatar, all that good jazz. And also I post occasional vlogs on there as well. So thank you, and I love you. And I have a TikTok as well. TikTok at Yashiroreaper. It's mostly singing and cat videos. Thank you, love you, bye! 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 Kitty is lying with me. Her feet on my belly, her belly stretched out in her floof, 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 and her sleepy little face. I have a kitty napping with me.